joining today's webinar. Have the little poll up. Let us know if you've attended an HUA webinar before. I'm Ankur Patel, the Director of Outreach for Hindu University of America, hosting today's webinar on Tattvabodha. We're going to get into this Vedantic philosophy and have a nice conversation with our faculty, Dr. Kuldip Dhiman. Let me give a little background to our subject, and in the meantime, please put in the chat where you are zooming in from, what you'd like to be addressed as, and I can give you a shout out, right? And so the current age is marked by constant distraction. We're on a device, maybe we have notifications going on right now. It's information overload. We've been doing so many webinars. There's so much information out there and so much uncertainty about meaning and identity. But we are still asking these fundamental questions. Who am I? What is real? What truly brings fulfillment and freedom from suffering? What brings joy? And Vedanta addresses these timeless questions with clarity and precision, and Tattvabodha stands as one of its most elegant and accessible gateways. So in today's webinar, we have Dr. Kuldip Dhiman. He's going to introduce Tattvabodha as a foundational text attributed to Sri Adi Shankaracharya, and it systematically lays out the core framework of Advaita Vedanta. It's got a simple question and answer format, and the Tattvabodha guides the seeker from everyday experience toward deeper philosophical discernment, helping distinguish the permanent from the impermanent and the self from what is not the self. So that's a little background on today's webinar. Justin from Krakow, Poland, thank you for joining. Dilip from Maryland, welcome. Glad that you are on. Ravi G from Burke, Virginia. Uh, Thank you for joining. Nilesh G from Dallas, Texas. Maria from Albany. Johnny from Fort Lee, New Jersey. And John Jones, Mr. John Jones, yes, hi, from New Mexico. Glad to have you all with us today. Let me, Dr. Kuldeep Devan's already got his slides going, kind of giving the background. Let me just introduce him briefly. He's an amazing person, very knowledgeable, and once you hear him speak, you're gonna just love listening to him. He's got master's degrees in English, philosophy, Sanskrit, and graphic design. He earned his doctorate in philosophy from Punjab University, and he's also done schoolwork and courses in journalism from the Writers Bureau in the United Kingdom. He's been teaching many courses at HUA and developing new programs, new ways of engaging and learning. We are really glad to have Dr. Kuldip Dhiman with us today. And with that brief introduction, let me hand it to him to get us started. Maybe you want to start us off with a little invocation or a shloka, and we'll jump into it.
Namaste, everybody. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes, can hear you,
Okay.
Diff.
Okay, you want an invocation. All right. Could you unmute most of like them because are they are they allowed to unmute? Because I like to
No,
hear them.
audience members are not allowed to unmute. If there are some specific people who maybe have taken a class
Okay.
before, who are your supporters, maybe you can raise your hand and I can bring them on to uh, join.
Okay. Doesn't matter because I thought invocation should be chanted together. Anyway. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhave. Uh, Hello to all of you. This invocation says, let all be happy. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. May all be in good health, physical as well as mental. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. May all of us see the positive things in life. Ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. May nobody be miserable in this world. So this is a prayer for everybody. It's not for one particular section of people, one particular sect, one particular religion, society. No, it's for everybody and even animals. So it's for all living beings. Now the prayer is, may all be happy. So when we pray for something, if I pray, oh God, give me money, so it means I don't have money. Otherwise, why would I pray for more money? So when such prayers are there, that means people are miserable. Most people are miserable. And so the Rishi is praying for everybody's happiness. May all be happy. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. May all be free of disease, physical as well as mental disease. Now you know physical and mental disease most of us suffer from, uh, and in spite of great advances made in the medical field, the number of sick people hasn't reduced. In fact, it has increased. And we have become negative most of the time. No doubt there are negative things in this life, but we tend to focus more on them rather on the positive part. And let nobody, let there not be misery in anybody's life. So, this is a wish. Now, the question is, why are we miserable? I wish we could. Can they interact in the chat, Ankurji? You are you're
Yeah,
muted.
people can definitely add their thoughts in the chat if you want to raise your
No,
hand as well, or in
no,
the Q&A
you.
box.
Yeah. So I just want to know how many on a say happiness scale from 1 to 10. Could you grade yourself where you stand? Happiness means both mental as well as physical happiness. Okay, we'll see the responses later. And first of all, what is happiness? That itself, the parameter of happiness has to be first set. So everybody has a different idea of what happiness is. For most of us, happiness means wealth and health. Basically, that's and our position in society, how much respect we have, what position we hold in society, such things. So, okay, I'll see your responses later. Or are there already responses? Let me see. Mind is what's this? Oh, there are some people have graded themselves. Host 7, Dr. Dhima's volume needs to be raised. Okay, is it better now? The
Yeah, we
volume?
can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, but there's a comment that volume needs to be raised. Is that the computer volume or my volume? My own. Okay. Now tell me if the volume is okay. Then some RP8, 9. Oh, very happy people here. I'm surprised. So happy. E7. SR. No, it's not. It hasn't. What do I do now? 1 second. Let me. Hello, could you speak? Hello.
Yeah, actually, that is better.
Now it's better? Is it better
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay. I am born happy. Yes, raise the volume. Okay, I've done that, I think. All right. Oh, okay. I'm a lot of happy people here. That's good. 9, 7, 7 score is also very good. 6 is also very good. Nobody less than 7, I think. that's the case, then Tattvabodha is not for you. Okay. It also depends on what you call happiness. So we'll see. Now, this text, a brief introduction, it was written by Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya. It's called Tattvabodha. Tattvabodha. This is a foundational text of Advaita Vedanta. It's a very good entry level test to understand Vedanta. Vedanta these days is the reigning philosophy. Whatever you hear, whatever you hear, all these gurus who keep uh, coming to the West or these days on YouTube and others, most of them talk about Vedanta, and especially Advaita Vedanta. Most of them are those. And if you want to understand Advaita Vedanta, this is a nice, very good entry level text. It's a very good text. And one reason is it'll introduce you to all the concepts, all the terminology of Vedanta. Most of the time, a word which is used in a certain way in general parlance is used in a technical sense in Vedanta. And we don't understand that sense, so that's why there will be confusion, right? For example, simple, the most popular word is karma. What do you understand as karma? And what is atma? What is mind? We use these words, but the thing is, Vedanta uses them in a special way and they have their own definition of it. Now, if I ask you about mind, I'm sure most of you will have something to say about the mind. This is the mind, this is the mind. But Vedanta describes the nature of the mind because most of us are troubled by the mind. And mind and body are not two different things according to Vedanta. It's just a continuation. Just as vapor, water, and ice are not different things. They are the same things, although they look totally different. Somebody, let's say somebody who doesn't know that ice is actually water, has never seen it melt, so that person will treat ice as a different thing. It's only when somebody says, okay, look here, let me melt it and show you. And then the same thing, body and mind, they look totally different. But actually they are the same. That's the reason the body can influence the mind and the mind can influence the body. You cannot treat a physical ailment without treating the mind. Most of the time when you go to a doctor, they don't even ask you about your mental condition. They just, oh, what have you got? Oh, I got a stomach ache, and they give you some prescription. All right, because nobody has time to go through the details. So the mind, a good doctor will first of all ask why you got this stomach ache, especially if it's a recurring one. So they'll go through your psychology and then, so mind influences the body and the body influences the mind. This is a vicious circle. And in spite of all the progress made in this world, I doubt there was a period in history where human beings were so miserable, so alone, so depressed, so much of conflict in the mind, so much of disappointment. I'm not giving my impression, I'm giving the what studies say. Depression is one of the biggest killers these days. One of the most dangerous killers, depression, anxiety, loneliness. We are over, we are around 7 billion now, actually overpopulated for the size of the earth. And in spite of that, we are so lonely. Why all this is happening? Earlier we thought earning more money would help us, but now most of us are fairly well to do. Some of us are even, we can consider ourselves as rich, but has our happiness increased with the wealth we earn? I'm not against wealth, by the way, let me tell you. But the thing is, we have to see whether happiness has increased. In most of the advanced countries, people have very good standard of living, good sanitation, good public communities, good education, good medical care. Everything is good. But in those advanced countries, you see psychiatrists are thriving. They are they are really there are so many psychiatrists. Why? Why are there so many psychiatrists? If social well-being alone can generate happiness. So this is a question we have to ask why it's like that. In fact, the more we have, the more fear we have in life. That's the problem. Now, can there be a way to balance this? Can there be a way to have a lot of wealth and still be happy? Is it possible? So it's not that not having wealth is going to make you happy. Even poor people are miserable. Their misery is of a different kind. That's a different thing. So how to have both? You should have Lakshmi also, and you should uh, also have Saraswati, both, so that you can be happy. For that reason, we have see when a doctor tries to diagnose a disease, a poor doctor will just look at the symptoms and treat the symptoms without, but the root cause still remains. So the symptoms may be subdued for a while, but they are going to emerge again. Okay. So where is the problem? So we have to go to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is not knowing who we actually are. We do have an idea of who we are. It's not that if you ask me who I am, then I would say I am Kuldip Dhiman. Little more if you say, oh, I am a professor of who teaches philosophy, and like that you can give. I am a CEO. I am a major general. All these things are there. But is that our real I? Is that the real I? So when we go on a journey, and these days you have the Google Map, they guide you. So the first thing the Google Map looks for is your location where you are, right? Because without knowing where you are, how can you proceed? And in our life, our problem is, first of all, we don't know where we are. We don't even know where we want to go because our goals keep changing. In childhood, you want to be something else, then as you grow up, we want to be someone else, then all our life, most of the time, we're not even certain what we want. We don't know where to go. We don't know where we are. And the worst thing is we don't even know who we are, actually. So because of that, there is this problem. And we have to go to the root of the problem. So root is called the Tattva. Tattva is the real nature of a thing. The ultimate reality is called Tattva. So Tattvabodha. Bodha means understanding of a thing, realization of a thing, knowledge of a thing. But not superficial knowledge, the real knowledge of a thing, what that thing actually is. So this is called Tattvabodha. Now it's a Prakarana Grantha, which means it's a secondary text to explain the core teachings of the major philosophical systems, Advaita Vedanta in this case. Most of the time, the mistake we make is we go to straight away to the Upanishad, straight away to Vedas because they are available. We get some translation and try to study them on our own. We jump to the Gita and try to understand it on our own. So, but it's like I want to study mathematics and I straight away pick up a book of higher mathematics written by some great professor. Believe me, I'm going to be disappointed if I do that. Initially you have to go to those entry level texts, the student guides and such elementary books. Read them first, then go for the higher things. So I would suggest this is a very good point, a very good place to begin with Tattvabodha. I'm sure most of you may have studied other texts like the Gita, the Upanishads, and all that, but the your understanding will be deepened if you begin with Tattvabodha. It introduces us to all the major concepts, themes, and terminology of Vedanta. It's written in a very simple question answer form. The students asks a question and the teacher gives an answer. For example, can you this see the new screen? Is the new screen there or the old one still?
Yeah, we can see the fourfold qualifications.
Yeah. See now fourfold. So you need sadhan chatushtayam. So the student asks sadhan chatushtayam kim? What is sadhan chatushtayam? All right. And those who can't read Devanagari, I I also have given this in what's called the Roman script. So you can understand what's written here, and then the word meaning of each will be given to you in the notes that I give. So you don't really have to buy this book, but if you buy, very good. I'll also give you a PDF version of this. So these, and then the explanation, what that sadhan chatushtaya means. Then the teacher answers, Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. To know what is eternal and to know what is not eternal is so, like this one by one, in a very simple language, Shankaracharya ji has explained all the core concepts of Vedanta. And we'll go through this text. So the main points to be covered will be who is the qualified seeker. Because for every subject, everybody cannot understand every subject. You ought to have certain qualifications to join to understand a text. If you want to say like if you want to study psychology, you should have some, at least your basic language skills must be there, because a small child will not be able to understand psychology very well. So at least some basic education should be there. The same thing here. So who is the qualified speaker? Tattvabodha begins by four kinds of persons who truly prepared for the knowledge. So then we'll do this when we then what is Atma? They talk about what Atma is. Atma is generally translated as soul, but which is a misleading translation. I'm sure you have your own definition of Atma. What is not Atma? You should know. If I want to know what is gold, I should first also know what is not gold. Only then I'll be able to understand. Then what is the human body? You have to understand the body. And according to Vedanta, we have three types of bodies: gross body, subtle body, and causal body. We'll, then the Panchakosha Viveka, there are the five sheaths. The Atma is covered by five sheaths. Then three states of consciousness: the waking stage, the dream state, and the deep sleep state, which is dreamless. We have to understand those. Then what is Maya, the most important thing? What is Maya and how the universe is created? How this Maya creates the universe, the Brahmanda, the solar system, the galaxies, you, I, everything is Maya. Then there are the Mahavakyas, the great sentences of the Vedas. For example, Tattvamasi. You must have heard this. That you are. The teacher says, because the student is asked the question, who made this world? Who? So many questions. And then it talks about Brahma, and he says that Brahma is none other than you. You created this world. You are the one who created this world, and students just can't believe it. Just as we won't believe somebody says you created this world, we'll say this is rubbish. How can I create? So these questions will be discussed, these concepts in great detail. And then what is moksha? Nirvana. You have heard these words moksha, nirvana, ultimate freedom, final freedom, supreme bliss. So all these things will be discussed. And the essence Tattvabodha is to clarify the key concepts and language of Vedanta, prepare the student for deeper study of Upanishads, and guide the seeker towards the recognition of Brahma. It reminds that liberation is not the gaining of something new, but simply recognition of what we have always truly been. So this is the, say, just a very brief introduction of Tattvabodha. Now it's open for discussion. The class. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the class. So this Tattvabodha will be in two parts. The format is 11 classes, but in 11 classes we cannot finish Tattvabodha in detail. So it will be in two parts, Tattvabodha 1 and Tattvabodha 2. So 11 plus 11 classes. And the and the format is first take the text, and then you, and then I explain the meaning, word meaning, and the deeper meaning, the side issues. I try to put it in context. And then, so about 1 hour is given to this, and the rest, half an hour or more, is given to discussion. So you have any questions, you can ask those questions. Excuse me. And the class is, sorry about that. And the class is, it's not one way class, it's an interactive class. So you may ask questions even while I'm teaching. Okay. Some questions can wait, but some questions which are immediate, you should ask immediately. And at every stage, I'll ask you, have you understood? Is it clear? If it's not clear, you stop me there. You say so without, feeling bad about it. You ask me the same question 10 times, there's no problem. Because until it's understood, what's the point of, studying the whole Tattvabodha if you don't understand something? And it's, if sometimes you don't understand one point, you will not understand the other things also. Now, Ankurji, I won't be able to see the chat. Could you please tell me if there are any questions?
Yeah, so Sophia from Brazil is asking about the book uh, Purnamidam Purnamada, written by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and she's wondering if you could outline some meaningful aspects shared between Tattvabodha and maybe Swami Dayananda Saraswati's philosophy, and maybe to take a step back, contextualize um,
Okay.
which lineages and how uh,
Okay, Sophia,
which text you're
the
using.
thing
Yeah.
is, the mantra that you talk about, Purnamidam, is actually a Vedic mantra. It was not written by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Although in his books he may have quoted that mantra, so it's not written by him. And that's the fundamental mantra. Now, how do I explain it in because this It requires time to apur. See, the Brahmanda is infinite. Brahma is infinite. Absolute Brahma. It has no limits. Purnamada, Purnamidam. That Brahma is Purna. Purna means total. And what you are, what this is also Purnam. I'm just give you a simple answer. And if you take out something from that infinity, right? That infinity, do you think is going to decrease? Something will, for example, there is a tank. If I took out, say, 1,000 gallons of water from the tank would have 1,000 gallons less, right? But suppose the tank is infinite, and within the tank, if I take out 1,000 from here and put 1,000 there, what will happen to the tank? Will there be any reduction in the amount of water? Tell me, would there be any answer to that?
Yeah, Radhaji is saying no, and RK Anil is saying no. Raj is saying, while we know all this is Brahman in theory, I'm not able to experience it. I know in
Yeah,
theory that
okay.
I am the creator, but not able to experience. What should
You're
I do?
correct, correct. You are right. It's like I read all, I want to swim and I read all the books on swimming and I know everything theoretically, but I'm afraid to enter the waters because I know I can't swim. So, friends, we have to put this in practice slowly every day, and that's why this tank can be infinite, but is the water infinite? Okay, I'll come to that. So we have to put what we know theoretically into practice, and I'll help you in that as much as I can, the way I try to solve my problems. So maybe that will help you also. All right. Now the tank, can it be infinite? But is the water infinite? Okay. Underwater, you take a pot. So there is water in the pot and water outside. Now tell me, in a sense, the water in the pot is limited. But is it? You tell me, is it limited actually? Yeah, the water in the pot may start thinking, oh, I am only 5 liters and the whole tank is so many gallons, so I am a limited pot. But is that true in essence? If the pot realizes, if the water in the pot realizes, actually I'm the same pot, only thing is these walls, the pot, these are limiting me. So that's what we have to understand. But the thing is, saying is one thing, really putting it into practice is quite another thing. So that's what we have to do, and I can assure you it can be done. But you have to do it practically. Whatever I suggest, you try to do that, sincerely. But the problem is we forget. The forgetfulness, Maya makes us forget. Maya doesn't want us to be free, right? Maya wants to keep us in its clutches, so it will give us so many attractions. See, the problem is most of us actually don't want moksha. We just want this miserable life to become happy, little livable. That's all. So misery is expectation and Maya. Okay, yes, expectation and Maya, but expectation what? If I am expecting a big car, if I am expecting a big bungalow, if I am expecting a good wife and all that, naturally I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be disappointed because, first of all, nothing is permanent and things don't appear to be what they appear to be what they actually not. A, a big car, okay, somebody might even gift me a big car, but who is going to pay for the fuel? Who is going to pay for the insurance? Who is going to pay for the maintenance? From where am I going to generate all that? Unless I have that kind of money. And then this car, after 1 or 2 years, I feel it's old. Now I want a new model, a better model. There's no end to it. So that's Tattvabodha. I look for happiness in things which are changing all the time. So how can I, and I want permanent happiness. See, this is an impossible thing. You should say, I want temporary happiness, then this world is wonderful. Say, I just want temporary happiness. Okay. Some are friends today, they may turn enemies tomorrow. No problem. I wanted only temporary happiness. You know, I have this, say, big, get a good job. I say, I just want it temporarily. I don't want it. But who wants it temporarily? Once there, you want to be there always. No president ever wants to step down, right? If you didn't have the law that you can't be president more than twice, 2 times, then there would be people who would like to be there for uh, 10 more terms. Why not? So nobody wants to leave. And that's the misery. We go for something. It's like children running after bubbles. Oh, they are so beautiful. The minute they come in hand, they burst. But there it's so obvious that it is temporary. But in the other things, they are also bubbles. They may burst after a year. They may burst after 2 years, after 3 years. Certainly they will. In this life, first of all, we'll never ever, please underline this, you'll never get what you want exactly the way you want it. We'll get, no doubt, but it will never be exactly the way, exactly what we wanted, you won't get. And even if you get, let's say, one chance fluke, you get something what you wanted, it's not going to stay. You can take that in writing. It is not going to stay with you. And let's say, even if it stays with you, after sometimes you yourself are going to get bored of that thing. You say, okay, enough of this. Now I want something else. So that's the problem. So that's why this Tattva Viveka is required, Tattva Bodha is required. Go for, you should know what that thing is going to do for me. So if a thing is temporary, it's going to give me temporary pleasure. That's all. If I accept that, then there's no problem in materialism. There's no problem. Then fine. But the thing is, we want permanent happiness. And what about death? Nobody wants to die. Even if you are say happy everywhere, one day you also know behind your mind that time is running out. And the thing is, we don't even know whether the next second is ours or not. No? You may be perfectly healthy. Within 5 minutes, a person may be dead. So that fear of death always there all the time. The uncertainty of it. What happens to it? Am I going to leave all this behind? So these are the questions which bother us. And so we have to be very clear what is, that's a nitya anitya vastu viveka. What is permanent, what's not permanent. We take what's not permanent to be permanent, and we want permanent pleasure out of it. That's our basic problem. So Tattvabodha takes you step by step to understand what is it. Is there anything that can give us permanent happiness? Is there anything? First of all, that possibility also should be there. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe there's nothing that can give us permanent happiness. That also is possible. But how do you know? You have to just study this text one by one. Shankaracharya ji will answer your questions. Most of the questions that are arising in your mind have been anticipated by Shankaracharya, and he is going to deal with them as we go through this text.
Great answer, and thank you for outlining it, right? Again, that permanence, chasing happiness, so many fundamental important questions that you got into. Kamleshi, you have your hand up. Did you want to ask a question? I'll give you permission to ask. I put details of the course in the chat. I'm on the second poll. How did you find out about this webinar? And then I'll ask one more poll in a little bit. Kamleshi, do you want to unmute and ask your question or share your comment?
Yeah.
Great, we can hear you. Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me? Can
Yeah,
you
we
hear
can hear, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
me? Don't see
We
me. So,
we would
yeah.
like to have your darshan if possible. Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
I just wanted to add that in 1994, my son took me to the Vedanta class. At that
Hmm.
time, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, he had so many centers, and the condition was that whoever is going to teach will teach free. So who doesn't want to, enter the class? So while doing PhD, and I went also. And this is the first book that I read, and I read it about
Which
afterwards.
one? Which book?
Tattvabodha.
Tattvabodha.
Tattvabodha
Oh,
was the
yeah.
starting book, right?
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Eh,
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah.
have.
I have it here. This is the
Yeah,
one, right?
I also have it. I
Okay.
bought it. At that time, it was $2, 94. So it's a very complete book, and
True.
get all the answers. And I must have read, so many times that I remember the last sentence where he says, Avidya and Maya, that is what separates us, that we think that we are different from the Brahman. So then I read the Drig Drishya Vivek,
Yeah,
action and reality. And then the third one was Atma Bodh.
right.
So I am very happy. I mean, I don't have a question. I can add to quite a few comments on that. And
Okay,
the
that's
main thing about your happiness that you said, if I may add the comment, I learned three words in Tattvabodha, that ultimately happiness is not just knowing yourself, but containing yourself to limit the desires or anything. So the three words were tushti, pushti, shanti, where it says shat dashtik sampati ka. So,
okay.
and that is where. So if we know only that much, who am I? Aham Brahmasmi. And we know the three things, the ultimate aim is tushti, pushti, shanti, and you are already in moksha, liberation while alive. So
Very
Wonderful.
nice.
I am a teacher myself.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I wrote teaching Hindu Dharma, a teaching guide. And this
Okay, wonderful.
particular thing I did in the appendix for the college students. So I
Very
just
nice.
wanted to see how you are proceeding with it. And, it's a good idea that people are so miserable here and so lonely and isolated and lost in the social media. I call it generation delusional.
Yeah. So, one way
Okay.
that we're definitely challenging that and helping people to come together is through our courses at
Exactly.
Hindu University of America. So
Yeah.
reading the Tattvabodha on your own and the different books, that's definitely great. But being in a class with Kuldip
Yeah.
Ji and other students from around the world, zooming in and engaging in this conversation, it adds a whole different value. And as you're a teacher yourself, Kamleshi, you know that
No, I
the
was not teaching
classroom,
myself.
and
I was
so
in a class
yeah.
too.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
so that's what we're offering here at Hindu University. Thank you, Kamlesh for joining
Yeah.
us and
Thank
adding a
you for
little
your
bit. Yeah.
Yes.
introduction,
Yes.
and
Okay. I
I'm
have.
glad to meet you.
Okay. I
Yeah.
would like to say something. See, we we are all at different levels of uh, at different levels. I mean, education. All of us are here educated, everything, but still, the understanding level, the experience level of each person is different. We experience life and we form some opinion about life. Now, this sometimes what happens, people read all these texts and still nothing happens to them, right? They say, oh, I know what Vedanta is, but still, as one of the friends said, okay, I know Brahm, I am Brahm, but still I feel miserable and all that. Now, for that, now see, you have a diamond, all right, and then if there is only little dust on the diamond, all you need to do is, take some cloth and just dust it. That's all. So that diamond shines because the dust is very little. But some diamond, the dust might be more stronger. It would be, say, mud, covered in mud. So that would require a little more time for the, to show the diamond. And then there are other diamonds who have a lot more dirt and maybe, coal tar or something like that. And that would require, maybe you have to put that into acid or some kind of chemical to, uh, for the diamond to shine. So all of us are diamonds. Each one of us is Brahma. All right. Now the thing is, for some of us, the just one line is enough. Tattvamasi, somebody says, and oh, I am that, and done. It's no, because the layer of avidya or ignorance is very thin. So for such seekers, it takes a fraction of a second. For others, it may take longer. And for some may have to do a lot of meditation, may have to do so many things, and you may have to listen to many gurus, you may have to listen, read many books also. But actually, you are a diamond yourself already. You are Brahma already. So moksha is not something which you are going to gain, because we are already in moksha. And whatever you gain, remember, this is the law. Whatever you acquire, you're going to lose that one day. It's not going to be permanent. So suppose moksha is something which we can gain, then you can be sure moksha will never give us permanent happiness. Moksha will give us permanent happiness only if it's our true nature. And that's what Vedanta says. It's our true nature. We are born in moksha. Now, this is the fundamental thing. Now, we'll discuss this in class and try to prove it, how it is, why this is the case, why they say it's a permanent. Only if it's a permanent nature is something which can never be taken away from you. For example, fire has many properties, brilliance, it moves like this. It also has heat as a property. Now, which is among these three, which one, if it is removed, will not call it a fire? Say luminance, that flame going up, and heat. These are the three, let us say, properties. Suppose I take luminance out, would I still call it fire? Something. For example, microwave fire, there is no luminance inside, but still it's fire, isn't it? There is no flame there, but still it is fire. But suppose the heat is taken out, so there are flames these days available for temples, your home temples. So it looks like fire, but because it has no heat, we don't call it fire. So heat is the essential nature of fire. Similarly, moksha is our eternal nature. Ananda is our eternal nature. It cannot be taken away from us. Yes, we can forget it. So that's what all these gurus teach us. They just remind us who we actually are. And once you know who actually and you are convinced, then there's no need to be. You don't have to become happy. You automatically you'll be happy. There's a story of a prince getting separated from his parents. So he's taken away by thieves and beggars, and he grows up as a beggar, thinking he's a beggar, miserable, cursing all the time, cursing his luck, everything. And then one day, somebody recognized him, and they says, "Oh, this is our lost prince," and it takes him back to the palace, and the king and queen they embrace him, and now, now he's the prince, right? And he's so happy. Oh, I'm the prince. This whole kingdom is mine. Now I want to ask you, when this boy was a beggar, when he was begging, wasn't he a prince even then? What do you say? At that time also he was a prince. Only thing is he did not know. And if somebody had told me, hey, listen, you are the prince of this kingdom, and he would have laughed. And that's why when somebody tells us you are Brahm, we laugh. Oh, how is it possible? I, this miserable creature, I can't even, nobody listens to me. My pets also don't listen to me. And how can you say I created this world? Now, these are the questions which need discussions, and they will be discussed. I assure you that discussions, enough time will be given for discussion. Notes will be given, some PDF versions of books will be given. You don't really have to buy a book, but it would be nice if you buy books, it's good. After all, if you don't buy books, they'll stop printing books. So that's the problem. So, and these books are very cheap, by the way, they're not so expensive. It's nice to have a hard copy, or sometimes you suddenly want to refer to
Yeah.
something.
That's actually
Right.
what Sophia is asking, if there are any particular translations or books that you would recommend.
I
Um,
shall. One is by
well,
Swami Tejomayananda.
okay.
He is also disciple of his disciple Chinmayananda. So this is the book Tattvabodha, commentary by Swami Tejomayananda. 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 Then Swami Dayananda's book you already have. And there are many other books, but they are in Indian languages, so they may not be of use to you. But if you are joining the class, enrolling for the class, initially you don't have to buy any book. I'll give you fairly, good comprehensive notes. So if you can just study only those in the beginning, that would be great. After the class, after the course is over, you can go deeply into other books. At the end of the class, there will be one assignment which you'll have to write. It'll have 4 questions, and you have to answer those questions. The total marks are 80, and 20 marks are for attendance. So totally 100. So if you if you attend all the classes, obviously 20 marks you get just like that, without just for attending. So 20 marks you get, and the others. However, for some reason you can't attend, and but if you write an application to the to HUA that you're traveling or you're not well or something, you won't be able to attend. So they'll take it as leave, and your marks will not be cut for that. So see what it is, and anything else you need to
Very
ask.
nice. And right, so on the HUA learning management system in the course, you're going to upload the notes, and week by week, people will have access to the different readings and assignments. And if you haven't taken a course at HUA, this is a great place to get started. Darshana Shah is asking, how can we use this knowledge in I think she means transactional world? If
Yeah,
the world is so transactional
you
these days, how does this kind of knowledge help?
this kind of knowledge helps you to do the transactions without without the without tension, without without the conflicts. See, we are alive now. We can't commit suicide, correct? After getting moksha, you can't commit suicide or something. You're not going to die. You're going to live. So you have to live, but now your viewpoint of the world will change. After you study Vedanta, it's all the question of viewpoint. Earlier, your viewpoint was different. Now your viewpoint will be different. For example, there are some people who take stage play very seriously, and then if somebody is beating someone, they go jump on the stage and try to protect the other person. All right. So once you realize the true nature of world, true nature of yourself, true nature of Atma, then you will take part in Atma with knowledge. Earlier you were doing that without knowledge and making lots of mistakes and getting miserable. Now you now know the rules of the game. See, a person who knows the rules of the game will always play better than the other person who doesn't know. Most of the time in life, it's all somehow we manage by hook or crook. You not one thing, because there's no success formula which is 100% sure. The great management experts also cannot repeat their success. The great generals, the great politicians, anybody, you can't repeat your success all the time. Or the things that worked at one time won't work now, and then you become miserable. Once we are part of this world, we know, okay, this is a world, I have to live here. I have my family, I have a country, I have my duty towards the family, I have a duty towards my country, I have a duty towards other human beings, animals, everyone. So then I do it out of a sense of duty because I have been assigned this role. I am on a stage. You see, take it as a stage where a play is performed. So you are given a role. Maybe you have been given a role of a minister. Okay, do your duty as a perfect minister. But remember, it's only a role. You are not the minister. You are given the duty of, say, a soldier on stage. So do your best. As a soldier, what a soldier ought to do, you have to do. But remembering that actually you are not a soldier. And the other person is actually not my enemy. It is just because we are on stage, I have to. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. See, if this whole world is actually like a dream, then why, whether Arjuna fights or doesn't fight, what difference does it make? But Krishna says, no. You are born in a particular family. You are a Kshatriya. It's your duty to protect your family and your country. So you can't run away just like that. So you do. Krishna himself is a living example who does everything. In childhood, he does all that mischief. He steals butter and he eats. He does everything. As he grows, he dances with the gopis, and then he also fights wars when it's required. What do you do? He can't say, oh, I can't do this. No, that's your duty. He had to kill his own uncle, who was a tyrant. He was tyrannizing everybody. He did it, but not as a, that for my sake. He did because that was the right thing to do. That's what the situation demanded. And we have to, this is the transactional reality. So you have to keep doing that. And the same Krishna, he also gave Arjuna the great teaching of the Gita. When the time came, he also became like a guru. So you play different roles. We all play, whatever role is assigned to us, we have to play it to the best of our ability. All right. So that's how it is. So transactional reality, we don't say, oh, this world is Maya, so I'm going to go away, run away, sit in a corner. No, that's not the Vedantic way. Nobody lives like that. You, Krishna, Janaka, Rama, all these people, they did. And those rishis also, they were also, it's not that they were living an impoverished existence. The rishis had wives, the rishis had children, they had their ashram, big ashram. So that's how it is. You have to participate in the world. You have to do your role in this world, whatever role is assigned to you by your karmas. Our karmas decide our role. So whatever I'm okay, but once I get moksha, then all my duties, actually I have no duties. If I don't do anything also, it's okay. Suppose I've got moksha. But after you get moksha, so then you say, all right, now I can't give up my life. I have to live. So then you do whatever you can do, the whatever you're good at. Do the same thing. Keep doing, but there'll be a qualitative difference in what I'm doing. Krishna says, Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Once you get moksha, your your work, suddenly there is a great improvement in your work. I'll give you an example of Kabir Das. You must have heard he was a saint. He was actually a weaver. He would weave cloth. And then he got moksha and he was still weaving cloth. So people asked him, Kabirji, you before moksha also you were weaving cloth. Now also you are weaving cloth. Before moksha you were at home. Now also you are at home. You were eating the same thing. Now also you eat the same thing. You speak the same way. So we were expecting something different would happen. You would leave home and go away somewhere and sit in a cave or meditate somewhere. So how do we know you got moksha? What's the difference? He says, yes, there's a great difference. Earlier, when I used to weave cloth, I would look at the customer and accordingly weave the cloth for them. Okay, this is a king. Oh, for a king, I would weave it in a different way. This is a mid-level person. I would weave it in a different way. This is my enemy. I would weave it in a different like that. That kind of feeling was there. He says now I weave cloth only for Rama. Only for Rama. I think this is not a customer, this is Rama himself. So I weave it for Lord Rama and I put everything that I can into it. So there's a lot of qualitative difference in that. And earlier, working was a dredge. I used to get tired or something, but now because I do it for Rama, I do it with love. I put in all my energy, all my emotion, all my love into it. So that makes all the difference. Some of you must be okay. I'll give you an example. Let's say there is a woman who has a kitchen in this sense, who makes say food to sell. All right, nowadays you have this sky kitchen, something like that. So she makes food and very good quality food. She's very successful. Now the same woman makes food for her children. All right, now tell me, do you think the quality of food will be the same? The woman is the same, ingredients are also the same, but will there be a difference between the food she makes for her children and for her customers? What do you think? Think about this. So same thing happens. Once you realize who you are, then you do everything for that supreme power. You do everything to perfection. You will never, you will do your best. Whether you are appreciated or not, it won't make any difference. Whether somebody likes what you're doing or not, but you will do to your best of your ability. And you love doing it, that's the biggest thing. You love earlier, oh, so much work, it's a headache. Now you just love doing it because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for that Brahma, that Atma.
Very nice. And I hope your karma brings you to maybe this course with Kuldipji. Definitely brought you to this webinar and put you on this path to studying and learning. And we're here to give you those options and pathways so that you can realize your higher self. Pragnya ji from San Francisco, thank you for joining. Jitu ji from Irvine, always glad to have you on. I hope you'll be joining us for our Samvad event on Saturday, Jitu ji. And we're doing so many things at Hindi University of America, this webinar, the course that Kuldeep ji is teaching. Eleanor, thank you for your message
Uh,
as well. And yeah, Kuldeep
Ankurji,
ji, what do you
I would
think?
like to read a comment regarding you, so it's interesting. Dear Ankur, hi to you and your charming, adorable, mischievous wife, Mitsu. It was great to meet you both in person. Yeah, so she was uh, appearing and disappearing like Maya in this during this class. I think it was suddenly she would appear, suddenly she would disappear. So my regards to her, and it was nice because life there should be some mischief in life. Once you realize then you enjoy life more. Actually, you enjoy because all this is just like a stage. So why take it so seriously? Enjoy it. Learn to smile. Learn to be mischievous a little. So that adds spice. So Vedanta will add spice to your life. In fact, a true materialism, only a Vedanti can be a true materialist. Once you know the self, only then you can actually become materialist. So you become a Mahabhokta. From Maha, you become Mahakarta, Mahabhokta. Earlier, okay, I was doing, but no, only after knowing the self, you really become an enjoyer of this things, because material things. Because right now, let us say I have a favorite dish, I'm eating that, but while eating the dish, I'm thinking about a million other things. Do you think I'm enjoying that? A friend is in front of me now discussing, but my mind is thinking about so many other things. So I can't really enjoy my friend's company. A yogi can, because yogi's mind is focused. Enjoys when the yogi is eating, the yogi will only eat. The yogi is not going to chat or think about the stock market while eating or any disaster. Not going to do that. So actually, a yogi is a greater materialist than materialists themselves. So Vedanta is totally linked with life. I can give you a comment if you wish, if time, about my experience at your classes. Who is this? Somebody?
Yeah, Eleanor G. Yeah, if you can unmute, and I think you've taken one, at least one or maybe even two of your classes, Kuldip, right, Eleanor?
Ankur ji, hello, and Kuldip ji,
Good to see you
hello.
again.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your
Hello.
many kindnesses. So yes, I attended all of Kuldip ji's classes, and I'm not the only one, because we really get addicted. You're also lucky if you don't know him well yet, but you're also lucky if you know him. He teaches, as you have seen a little bit tonight, it's very interactive. He doesn't just bring the knowledge to you, he makes you use it right in class. So even if you don't have time to study, please attend the classes, because you learn while you're in class through the discussions. He grows your mind around the concepts so that you can welcome them and then they never leave you. So this is the most striking to me about my experience with him. And of course, the pleasantness of the classes, we look forward to them because we love to be in this atmosphere. And obviously, if we study, we enjoy thought, and we only talk about thoughts with him in the classes. And these thoughts are among the most evolved that can be, since they are from the Vedas. The darshanas really teach us about the core of Hinduism. And it's true that if you attend a few of them, you can really grasp everything else that is taught at Hua with great, great benefit and depth. So I encourage you all, really not out of marketing, but from my heart, if you're brought to this interest, please attend the classes. They will change your life forever in so many ways. Thank you for letting me speak. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you, Eleanor Ji, for your words. Could I just, I noticed these questions. Could I take 5 minutes to answer this?
Yeah,
Raj
go ahead.
Pochiraju says, is the start with pretending yourself that you are the Brahma? No, it's not. It's not auto-suggestion or something. It's not like that. Uh, Again, keep reminding yourself that you are Brahman. No, that doesn't help. I am Brahma. I am Brahma. What it doesn't do anything much for you. So it is the understand. See, once you understand you are Brahma, then you don't have to remind yourself. Okay, I'll put it this way. Suppose like you are a man, so you don't have to keep reminding yourself that you are a man. I am a man. I am a man. Why do you have to keep reminding yourself? You are very much a man, right? Now, if there is a problem, like for some psychological reason, you have forgotten that you are a man. You are thinking you are a woman. All right, then something has to be done, but not physically. Nobody, if a woman wants to become a man, that's a different thing. Then there are procedures these days, operation, something can be done. But if a man says, I want I'm not like I want to become a man, then the doctor cannot perform and should not perform an operation. Should have somehow this person has to, we have to make them realize that you are actually man boss, nothing has to be done. So same thing here. That's why gurus are important. Reading from books is a good thing, but the problem is the books cannot interact with you. That's the big, even the books written by the great Shankaracharya, they are not interactive. And Shankaracharya is not in a physical presence now. So you should be able to speak to somebody, speak, and they should be able to answer your questions to your satisfaction. And if one teacher doesn't work, go for another teacher. If that doesn't work, go for another. But don't go for the greatest teacher. Greatest in the sense the most popular teachers, because they'll have thousands of followers, and in that crowd, interaction is almost impossible. Personal interaction. You can get the blessings, but just like a physician, when you have some fever, going to the greatest doctor won't help you. You should go to somebody who is more approachable, somebody who is available and affordable also. And so that's how it is. Whom you can reach out anytime through chat or something. Oh, I'm feeling. Could you help me like that? That's how it is. So you will really. And as you say, the proof of the pudding lies in its eating. This Shastra, at the end of, say, Tattvabodha class, if it makes even 5% difference to your life, that means you're on the right track, then you can do more.
Very
But,
nice.
but if you're already happy, if you think you're already very happy, then I think you should not attend this class, because if I'm healthy, why should I eat medicine? Tell me. That medicine is going to harm me. Suppose I'm well and I start taking medicine for fever, it's only going to create problem for me. So if you think your scale is 7, 6 and above, then I don't think you need this class.
Well, Eleanor says we can help others then. Eleanor is one of those people who is happy and still enjoys the course. So there's so many layers to
No,
it. Please do consider taking the course. Kuldipji, maybe your last few thoughts, and we can wrap up today's webinar.
okay, last few thoughts are, frankly, to not get moksha, to realize moksha, because you already are in moksha, actually you have to do nothing. Okay, somehow it has to be understood, so you don't have to be very educated. Even uneducated people can realize they are in moksha. You don't have to really know Sanskrit or anything, all this, nothing. You don't have to read 100 texts. Even one text, even one can make you realize you're there. After that, you read more, that's out of, a little more depth, some you just want to enjoy. But once the key opens, then you don't need anything more. So moksha is the easiest thing in this world, because you already have it. Even to get a cup of coffee, I have to make some, take some trouble. But for moksha, even that trouble is not required, because I am already in that. Yes, now if I have forgotten, then some guru might see. If you're a good seeker, then some guru, you'll find some guru, the right guru will come to your life. You can't find a guru, the guru will find you. Destiny will take you to that person. All
Okay.
right.
Well, I
Uh,
hope that's great on destiny, right? On that angle of finding destiny, realizing your destiny. I hope Hindu University of America is part of your destiny. I know it's part of mine, and I'm so glad and proud to be a part of this institution and these
yes,
webinars
you
and
you you are
connect
a
with
great
faculty
anchor.
like
I would
yourself.
like to say, that to your face, you are a very lively anchor, and people love you, and
I appreciate it.
so that's really
It's
great.
because the work is so good and it's meaningful that I find this kind of love and passion for it. So thank you, Kuldeep ji. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kush from California. Thank you, everyone
Yeah,
who
this
joined
course begins
today's.
next week, right? This course, please tell them
Yeah.
and if you want to enroll, please do that right away, because time is running out,
I'm
and
enrolling.
Yeah.
so it's
Yep.
better
So
you
it's
do
going to
it
start
now,
next week
because
on Wednesday.
if you
Putting the
postpone it,
details
you
in
may
the chat.
forget. Yeah.
Yeah. So same time that
So
we did this webinar.
hope to see you all next week, and I'm sure you'll have a good time.
All
Right.
right, great. Right.
Namaste.